Today I'm going to give you 3 house hunting tips, and I'm going to get started right now. Hey everyone, my name is Jamey Prezzi. I'm a real estate agent in Miami and Miami Beach, and I work with my husband, Ognjen Prezzi. And today I'm going to give you 3 house hunting tips. But first, before I get started, if this is your first time here, hit the subscribe button so you never miss another update. I do put out new videos every week. Also, download our free relocation guide in the information box. I do update that guide all the time, so if you haven't seen it before or you haven't downloaded it lately, make sure you go ahead and do that again and save that bookmark. If you would like to chat with me, I've added a link from Calendly. I know, I'm never sure if I say that right, but put the link in the information box. If you're on another social media channel, always double check our link in bio. I've added it there for you as well. And you can always call me or text me. Okay, let's get started. Now, in this market today, it's a very competitive market, and in the past, I would always say to start your search with a huge range so that you can catch a lot of different opportunities for properties. Today, I would say you definitely need to make that range a bit tighter, because if you are not willing to spend over a certain price point, it may not make sense to be looking way higher, because in today's market, properties are closing very close to asking price, if not over. There's a lot of that overbidding going on in today's market. So if you don't want to get frustrated, make sure that you set up a search in a reasonable price point and spending time looking at properties in a reasonable price point, not with an idea that you're going to negotiate down. If you are on a very good search, when the property drops into the price point that you're looking for, you will see that property. And if you're working with an agent who is looking for you all the time, they will also see that property and alert you to that property price reduction. Next, understand how these listing websites work online. Now, I know a lot of people like to use these online websites, and if you have ever worked with me, you know my opinion about them. I know you're going there, I get it, everyone does, but you have to be very, very careful spending time or too much time on these sites, because a lot of the information can be outdated. If you were working with a reputable local real estate agent, they should have access to the main MLS database. And what we do for our buyers is we set our buyers up on a search that comes directly from that database. The thing is, a lot of those online websites, they are basically aggregating data from our main MLS and pulling it into their database. So if you're in a hot market and it's taking some time for that data to get over to that new database, you could miss some very good opportunities. In addition to that, sometimes these sites do not get updated. I have a lot of buyers who send me a lot of properties off these websites. Many of them are no longer available. I don't know why, but I have some ideas, but that's another story. Anyways, just know that a lot of that data is not always accurate. Sometimes they'll have even things come up like pre-foreclosures, and those properties don't even exist. I mean, the properties exist, it is someone's property. They may have missed a mortgage payment or two, but it's not even available as a foreclosure property at this time. So, I don't know, it's just a lot of bad information out there. It's very frustrating for us as agents, because we always want to get you the best data, and sometimes we have to cut through the data online. Anyways, the most important thing, let us set you up on a property search inside of our database so that you get the most accurate data as soon as it hits the market. This also allows us to really see what you're also looking at, what you like, what you don't like. You can always make comments on the properties. You can look the properties, X them out, whatever it is. It allows us to see what you're interested in. It also allows you to get information that is relevant for what you're looking for, and timely information, which is very important in today's competitive market. And last but not least, if you know me and you've watched any of my videos, the most important thing for house hunting online is to make sure that you have everything organized and ready to go. Because if you see a property that hits the market, you need to be on that property immediately, and if it's a good property, make an offer immediately. So have all your funds ready to go, have all of your information for your agent so that they can present a timely offer on your behalf. And also try not to use too many of those online calculators in terms of figuring out a mortgage. You really want to make sure that you speak with your agent and also a local lender so that they can give you accurate information for our market. I do have a lot of buyers who will come to me with a pre-approval letter, which I love, but their insurance cost on those pre-approval letters for the area that they're looking for is not super realistic. A lot of times it can even be double. So there's a lot to know about insurance. I say it all the time. I probably say it in almost every single video when I start talking about looking at properties. It's a very important thing in our market because we have windstorm insurance. We also have a 4-point insurance report that many properties here do not pass just because of the age of the roofs, or sometimes there's something going on with the property. It can be remedied, but just know that these kinds of little details that can turn into big details if it's a property you're interested in and if it creates an issue with you getting insurance. Long story, I know. I can go on and on about insurance, but anyways, those are 3 tips for searching for property online. So just regrouping backwards, make sure that you always have all of your pre-approval information or proof of financing and your budget and all of that ready to go so that you're doing a timely search. And then also make sure that you use your agent's MLS so you're getting accurate information as soon as it hits the market. And number 1, in today's competitive sellers market, don't start your search at the top of the market. Be very realistic about your budget and make sure you tie that budget to property taxes as well as the cost of insurance, so you're spending time looking at properties that you can actually afford to buy. And also, pretty much everyone, no matter what their budget is, they always have a budget at the end of the day. Okay, if you don't have a budget, that's good too. We're happy to talk to you too. All right, that's it. If you have more questions about buying real estate in our area, we're always here to be a resource for you, and we will see you soon.